Hello world, welcome to Learning Java, one byte at a time. This is video 47 in a tutorial series geared at bringing the wonderful wide world of Java to those with little or no programming experience. This video is a continuation of the development of the Booker application, a vehicle appraisal app. In the last video, we finally finished constructing the controller class, and in this video, I was hoping to do a unit test of that. However, as it turns out, the model class is of such insubstantial code and is so necessary for the testing that we may as well just go ahead and complete the model class and use that to test the controller class, which in essence completes this project. And so if you jump over here to the Notepad++, you'll see that I have open two files. We have a model.java and a launch.java, which is going to be the entry point to our application. So starting with model.java, let's go ahead and make a reference to our package to make sure that everything is included in the same package. And let's declare a class called model. And our model class, as I mentioned before, is going to be in charge of instantiating any of the classes that we're going to need for this application. The controller class interfaces those instances with the view class. And so in this case, we're going to need to have a bluebook. So we're going to call a private bluebook that we'll call bluebook. And since we designed bluebook as a singleton, we'll simply access the getBluebook instance method, which returns a single instance of a bluebook object. Next, we're going to define an advertisement object, which, if you remember correctly, was part of the advertisement class, which is generated by the advertisement factory class that we created. We'll call this one advertisement. Next, we will go ahead and create a method here. It's going to be a void that generates a vehicle booker, which is the final advertisement content. And the only thing this needs, if you remember from the controller class, is a single vehicle pass-through that we'll call vehicle. Once we have that vehicle, let's define a double that we'll call the appraisal, and this is going to be the final appraisal value returned after the bluebook does all of the calculations. And the appraisal is going to be set equal to our instance of the bluebook dot get appraisal. And the get appraisal requires a vehicle object, which is the one that we pass through in the method generate vehicle booker right here. We're going to pass through that vehicle object. Then we're going to take the advertisement that we defined and set it equal to the advertisement factory dot get advertisement and pass through the vehicle and the appraisal. That's everything that we need for the vehicle booker that we're going to have returned. Next, we'll do a public string called get vehicle advertisement content, and this is what we're going to use to populate the field in the view object with the final advertisement. This is simply going to return our reference to the advertisement, tapping into its method get advertisement content, like that. And that is everything that we need for the model class. Very, very simple, much simpler than the view and the controller. So let's save that and jump over here into the launch. And the launch is going to be how we actually get entry into the app. So don't forget, it's part of the package booker. And it's going to be a public class called launch. And in this one, we're going to have our public static void main. There's our string array called args. And then in this one, we're going to define a view called view and set it equal to an instance of a new view object. We're going to define a model called model and set that one equal to a new instance of the model object. Hopefully you can kind of see where this is going. We're going to define a controller that we'll call controller and set that equal to an instance of a new controller object. And the controller, if you remember, needs to have a view and a model pass through. So we'll pass both of those through. And then very finally, we will do view.setVisible equal to true. And that is all we need for this application. So I'm going to keep this one short because there's probably lots of debugging that's going to need to happen and lots of testing to make sure that this works, but this is essentially the entire application over the course of some 15 videos or so. So I'm going to see everyone back again in the next video where we go ahead and bring this to fruition. Otherwise, hopefully this has been fun, and don't forget, all of the code is available through a link to the GitHub in the description. Have a great night. We'll see everyone back soon. Thank you.